Any liquid or drink made for human consumption is called beverage. The word beverage is used as a replacement of any kind of drink or potable liquid served in hotel, restaurant or any other F&B outlet. So in this video, we are going to talk about classification of beverages, their types and examples. Beverages are broadly classified into two categories: alcoholic beverages and non-alcoholic beverages. Well, as the name suggests, any drink containing alcohol is called alcoholic beverage. In scientific term, alcohol is also known by ethanol or ethyl alcohol. So if it is in your drink, then it's an alcoholic beverage. For example, wine, whiskey, brandy, rum, etc. On the other hand, if there is no alcohol in your drink, then it's non-alcoholic beverage or alcohol-free beverage. For example, tea, coffee, juice, soft drink, etc. But in some parts of worlds, it's not completely true. They measure alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages based on alcohol by volume. ABV is worldwide recognized system of measuring how much ethanol is contained in a given volume of an alcoholic beverage. Normally, it is measured as number of milliliter of pure ethanol present in 100 ml of solution at 20 degrees Celsius. In general, ABV is also used to classify these beverages. In United States, anything less than 0.5% alcohol by volume is considered or labeled as non-alcoholic beverage, and above 0.5 are considered alcoholic. For example, Beck's Blue with 0.05% ABV is considered non-alcoholic. Now let's come back to first category, that is alcoholic beverages. Alcohol is normally produced through fermentation process. In fermentation, action of yeast upon glucose solution breaks down the glucose into alcohol and carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide escapes into air and we are left with fermented beverage. The glucose is a kind of sugar. For different type of sugars, check the I button above. The sugar or glucose can be obtained from substances such as fruits, cereals, molasses and other plant extracts. Higher the amount of sugar in the substance used, higher the alcohol percentage in the fermented beverage. So that's how we get our fermented alcoholic beverage. That is our first type of alcoholic beverage. Fermented alcoholic beverages are further classified into two categories, wine and beer. In United States, wine is referred as any fermented beverage obtained from any kind of fruit. But in European Union, the term wine refers to fermented beverage made from grapes only, and wine made from other fruits are called fruit wines. The alcoholic percentage may vary roughly as low as 5% to as high as 25% alcohol by volume depending on the type of wine. On the other hand, beer is prepared by fermentation of malted cereals such as corn, wheat, rye, rice, and the most commonly used cereal is barley. These are generally called fermented malt beverages. For beer, alcoholic percentage is generally 5 to 6%. As beer is produced from malted cereals, so it's also called malt beverages. Do note, beer is a malt beverage, but not all malt beverages are beer. For more detail on beer making process, check the I button above. Now, generally we know that wine and beer has very low percentage of alcohol. So for obtaining the high percentage of alcohol by volume, alcohol is separated from the fermented alcoholic beverages by distillation method. For more detail on distillation method, watch my video on alcoholic beverages. The alcoholic beverages we obtain through distillation method are called distilled beverages or simply spirits. Spirits contain more alcohol than any other potable alcoholic beverages, and its product normally ranges from 40 to 70%. It might go higher in some cases, depending on regional laws and policies. Distilled beverages or spirits are rum, which is made from molasses or sugarcane juice; gin, which is a neutral spirit distilled from something natural like wheat, barley, potatoes, or grapes. The flavor of a gin comes from its botanicals such as herbs, seeds, flowers, plants, or spices added during production. And crucially, all gin must contain juniper plant. Juniper is a kind of shrub which is predominant flavor in gin. Brandy, made from fruit juices. Tequila, which is obtained from blue agave plant. Whiskey, from cereals grain of corn, rye and barley. Vodka is obtained from fermented mass of grains, and you can also get it from any starch containing raw material. For example, potatoes, sugar beet, peas can be used in a mixture with cereal. Now, except these two categories of alcoholic beverages, there is a third category, compounded beverages. These are made by combining either a fermented beverage or spirit with added sugar and flavoring substances. As it is blend of different alcoholic beverages and ingredients, so also referred as mixed beverages. These are also of two types, liqueurs and cocktail. In short, liqueurs are flavored and sweetened spirits. For flavor, one can add derivatives of fruits, herbs, nuts, etc. These can be colored or colorless. Cocktails are alcoholic mixed drinks, normally either combination of spirits or one or more spirits mixed with other ingredients such as fruit juices, tonic water, flavored syrup, etc. For more detail, check this video. And also, for more detail on classification of alcoholic beverages, I will suggest to watch this video. Link is also in the description below. Now let's come to the second category of beverages, that is non-alcoholic beverages. We further classify non-alcoholic beverages into three categories: stimulating beverages, refreshing beverages, and nourishing beverages. Stimulating beverages stimulates or increase the blood pressure and heartbeat, which results in high physical and mental activities. Major central nervous system stimulant we use in stimulating beverages is caffeine, which is found in coffee, tea and cocoa. Tea contains theine or theine, which is also a form of caffeine. Refreshing beverages. Refreshing beverages replenishes the fluid loss from the body due to perspiration. It makes you feel refreshed, energetic and cool again after you have been tired. In this category, we include carbonated water, soft drink, squashes, syrups, lemonade, etc. For more detail on carbonated water, check the I button. Nourishing beverages. Nourishing beverages provide nutrients to the body for good health and energy. We usually include milk and fresh juices. Malted drinks such as Bonvita, Complan, Horlicks. Shakes are made from blending fresh fruit and fresh milk. Smoothies are made by blending fresh fruits, purees, ice, yogurt and sweetening, etc. Well guys, that's all for the classification of beverages. For any doubt or suggestion, comment down below. I also hope that you like this video. If you do, hit like button and stay tuned with Hospitality Broadcast for hospitality related videos. Thank you for watching.